Welcome to My Long Island TV. From Manhasset to Montauk, we have traveled our communities to bring you the following events. I'm your host, Waldo Cabrera. My Long Island TV starts now.
Well, I made my first surfboard in my basement in Lindenhurst in '61 probably. And I built a few boards for the neighbors, and then it got a little bit bigger, and then when I got married I was doing it in my garage, and then finally in '62 we opened up a shop. You get a blank, which we don't make the blank, they come in from California. They get hand shaped, and then they get fiberglass, they get sanded, glossed, and polished, and that's the way the boards are done, and each one is unique to its own shape and design.
Yeah, in the beginning it was mostly just surfboards, and then some of the apparel brands started popping up as the surf scene started to get more popular. Clothing companies started to come around, and then we started selling clothing and all the accessories that go with the boards, the leashes, the fins, the racks, all the accessories that you need to get going. My brother's he's the handy one in the family, and he taught him how to do it, and he still does it today. He builds all of our custom boards. I did one, but it came out all right, but nothing that I'd want to put on the rack and sell to anybody. We have a great graphic designer that'll draw anything on the board or paint it any color you want or make it any shape you want, whatever you want. It's custom, so we can do whatever you want. And then it goes based off of the size of the person that's riding it. You can't ride a bigger person can't ride a real small board because it just won't work. Longboards are a lot easier to ride because they're bigger, they're wider, they're a lot more stable than the little boards. You get a lot of people that start out surfing, start on the bigger boards just because it's easier, and then as you start to progress, you move on to a more of a high performance board. Like if somebody comes in here and wants to order a custom board, they'll say, they'll tell us where they surf. I mostly surf at Gilgo, or I mostly surf out east, or in Montauk or whatever, and based off of that, sometimes we can gauge the style of board they may need, because there's different waves break at different spots. We offer a surf camp for kids. We have a rental shack right at the beach at Gilgo that you can just go, if you want to try surfing for the first time, you can just go down there and rent a board instead of laying out $600-700 for a new one. You can just try it first before you buy one, which is a good, we get a lot of people that do that because you can just go rent a board for the day and try it and see how you like it.
You're dealing with nature, and it's just a unique sport. The minute you catch your first wave, it's something that you really can't explain, and that's what keeps you involved in it. We do surf lessons, and we have a surf camp, which is a 3-day camp, and the kids can sign up for it.
Usually you can get it pretty quick. I mean, we have, like our camp that we offer for the kids. Most of the kids do stand up after after 1 or 2 days. And then, surfing's just one of those things you just got to keep doing. It's like riding a bike. You get up, you fall down, you just keep doing it, and you got to have a lot of patience. It's not the easiest thing in the world to learn to do, but you can, with a lot of patience and some dedication and hard work, you can definitely learn to surf. And once you do, it's awesome. It's tough to explain if you've never done it. It's a great feeling. I still remember the first day I caught my first wave. It's just an awesome feeling. You're out there in the ocean, and you're catching waves and riding them, and it's just an awesome feeling. Anybody that I know that, of all my years being in this business, anybody I know that's ever tried it or done it, the first time they've stood up, they're hooked. Well, the best thing to get is when the winds blow heavy onshore for a couple days, or if you get a hurricane offshore. That's usually the best. Hurricanes usually spurn up the ocean and make good waves when the winds will go offshore, which makes it clean, and it's usually bigger because of the hurricane. That's usually the best time of year is usually from like August to November, because that's when we start to see a lot of the hurricanes. Skateboarding came on after, as people wanting to surf on land. So somebody invented a skateboard, put wheels on the bottom of a piece of wood to give you that feeling of surfing, and that's how that whole thing started. The two boards that are right on the other side there are the one board with all the signatures on it. That's a board from our 40th anniversary party that we had. Everybody that came to the party, we put the board at the entrance to the place, and everybody that came to the party signed the board, and then we just finished it and hung on to it. It's kind of little sentimental piece for us after 40 years.